The Indianapolis Colts missed the playoffs for the first time in years last year. Are they ready to go back now? We're about to talk about it. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. It's time for another team in the 32 teams in 32 days series for the 2016 NFL season from July 25th to August 25th, 7 p.m. Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, every single day. A new team uploaded on this channel. Today it's the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm a Tennessee Titans fan. Don't you worry, I'm not going to be biased today. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I have this team winning the AFC South in 2016 because even though there's this perception out there that the Colts roster isn't very good, yeah, their roster is still better than a lot of teams in this league, especially a lot of teams in the AFC South. So, I still think they're poised to win the AFC South, but there's just one problem I have, and we're going to get into this team. We're going to look at their strengths, their weaknesses. I'll give you my win-loss prediction based on their schedule, and we're going to get the hell out of here. Let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Now, first of all, the strengths. Quarterback isn't one of them, but it could really potentially be. I couldn't do it because, guys, and we have to be honest, okay, Colts fans? We need to be honest now because you guys are having big problems being honest, okay? Last year, Andrew Luck was bad. Okay, that's just the truth of the matter. Now, despite being bad, he had some good games. He played well against the Broncos. He played well against the New England Patriots. Against the Titans, he wasn't very good. Against the Saints, he wasn't very good. Against the Panthers, he wasn't very good. And there was another game, I can't remember right now, I think it was against the Jaguars or the Texans. He wasn't very good. You look at his passer rating, 74 point something. Not very good. Barely more touchdowns than interceptions. Not very good. Andrew Luck last season was not very good. And it was not because of the injuries. It was not. He wasn't making good decisions. And if you don't believe me, listen to him. He is telling you that. He's going up on press conferences saying, yeah, I didn't play that well last year, and I need to get better in terms of reading their defense. Okay, that's what he's saying. That's my best Andrew Luck impression. And yet, these Colts fans are like, no, it's just because he was injured. No, it's okay. He's great. He's fine. He's been great. He was great in 2014. 2015, he wasn't as good. Now, that is the outlier. That is the aberration. That is the outlier of his 4 seasons in the NFL. That is the outlier. But you have to look at it and you have to say, and then I'm hearing now training camp reports of the Indianapolis Colts ESPN writer. I don't remember his name, but he wrote an article the other day saying Andrew Luck, the first couple of training camp practices, really underwhelmed, made some questionable decisions, and he was raising some concerns. So, yet again, you have to raise an eyebrow. I'm not saying he's going to suck again. I'm not saying he's going to be bad again. But don't you discredit and discount last season and say, no. There is a problem there. So just look out for that. It's neither a strength or a weakness, but I'm just telling you right now, it's not going to be a strength for me. So with that said, let's get into these actual strengths. And number one, I think it's the wide receivers. And I don't know why T.Y. Hilton gets killed. Because another part of the Andrew Luck ridiculousness, and that's what I think it is, people say that he has horrible weapons, right? He has horrible weapons. He has a horrible offensive line. Let's dissect this, shall we? So T.Y. Hilton had 1,100 yards, over 1,100 yards last season. 2 games of which he had over 100 yards. He had most of his production without Andrew Luck. This was with Matthew Hasselbeck. Had about 69 receptions, over 1,100 yards, 14.9, maybe even more than that, yards per catch. He's a guy that can catch a lot of deep balls, and Matt Hasselbeck with his noodle arm couldn't really take advantage of that, but when he did and when he could, they did, and they had success together. Really gets big yardage play after play after play. You see Andrew Luck throw these deep balls, and you know why? Because T.Y. Hilton, who isn't the tallest or most athletic guy, is getting open. He's a really good route runner. The guy knows how to shake cornerbacks. The guy knows how to shake safeties. He's a good wide receiver. And one of the better wide receivers, I think a top 12, maybe even top 10 wide receiver in the league. I'm sick of the disrespect that T.Y. Hilton continues to get. Andrew Luck was out, and what did he do? He played well. Now, he'll definitely have his bad games. Like, he got shut down by Josh Norman. Oh, yeah, he got shut down. But he'll have his big games as well. And it's because the guy knows how to run freaking routes and catch freaking balls. Give him the credit that he deserves. Donte Moncrief on the other side. You saw him take a big step last year, and I expect an even bigger step this year, assuming his toe is healthy. Now, right now, we're saying his toe's at 96 or 97%. That's an exact quote that I just used. What kind of percentage is that? I'm 96% healthy. I don't know what number you just arbitrarily pulled out of your head, but okay, fine. I think if he's healthy, Donte Moncrief is going to challenge for 1,000 receiving yards this season. I think you have two 1,000-yard receivers in T.Y. Hilton and Donte Moncrief, and then behind them, Philip Dorsett. Didn't play very well as a rookie, but I scouted this guy, and I'm telling you, he has talent, and he can play, and he can catch balls consistently. He didn't do it last season. I think the offense was a little too complicated for him, but under Rob Chudzinski, I expect him to play. They're going to be running a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. I think you're really going to see Philip Dorsett play well this year, probably about 500, 600 yards. It'd be a really good slot receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. So, guys, I like the wide receivers. I also like the cornerbacks. Vontae Davis continues to be a number 1 cornerback in this league. You pair him now with Patrick Robinson, who has stepped up and has been a really good cornerback for the Indianapolis Colts. No one's talking about this guy. I don't know why. A fantastic slot and even outside corner. He has that ability. Third corner is a little bit of a question right now, but I like Desmond Southward, and I also am interested by DeJohn Smith, the 3rd-round pick from the 2015 draft. I think he can come in and he can play well. So I think you have 4 corners that can all play in this league, and some of them, Vontae Davis and Patrick Robinson, are really good, and the other 2 are decent and even have potential to be better. So I also like the cornerbacks for this football team. I also kind of like the defensive line and the front 5. I call the front 5 is the defensive line and the edge rushers. Currently, you have Henry Anderson there, who, if he can come back healthy for week 1, I think he's going to be really good. He was really good last season. Everyone knew he was good coming out of Stanford, and yet for some reason he fell all the way to the 3rd round. I don't know how, but we saw the dominance in the run game. We saw it last year. We saw it in college. He's going to be really good yet again. Kendall Langford continues to be a really consistent player for this Indianapolis Colts defensive line. Eric Walden at outside linebacker won't get you many sacks, may not even 5 or 6, but he'll be pretty good in the run game. He's pretty good in coverage as well, and an overall solid outside linebacker. On the other side, you have Robert Mathis, who's getting old. I'll give you that. He's getting a little older in the tooth, but if you make him more of a situational guy, I think you can get more value out of him. You also have Trent Cole, who you signed from the Philadelphia Eagles a couple years ago. He came and played really well last year. So I think this front 5 actually has some pretty good potential. The question for me is the nose tackle position. You know, who's really going to solidify themselves there? David Perry, it really underwhelmed the second half of last season. So now you're talking about Hassan Ridgeway, who you drafted in the 4th or 5th round, coming in and possibly doing something, or T.Y. McGill, or someone at that nose tackle position. So that's a question mark for me, but I think this front 5 really has some nice potential to it, and I think it's going to be good overall. And again, you know, we like to, for some reason, people like to talk about how bad the Colts, they're so bad. They're not that bad. In fact, I think they're pretty good, because think about it. Who really puts points on them? The Patriots. Beyond that, No, you think Matt Hasselbeck was outscoring folks last year? No. What happened is this defense, this Colts defense, kept teams in check, kept teams close, kept point totals down. They were keeping games close. They were keeping Matt Hasselbeck in games. They were winning late in games, keeping the Jaguars offense from scoring too many points. I mean, this is a pretty good defense right here. And we love to always say Andrew Luck, oh my God, he has to carry this bad offensive line. And let's go on to the offensive line. I wouldn't say it's either a strength or a weakness, because I think there are good parts of this offensive line. Anthony Costanzo on the left side, we know what we get from him on a game-to-game basis. He's never going to be elite. He's never going to be Trent Williams or Tyron Smith, but boy, he can be a really consistent guy in terms of just doing your job, pass blocking. He'll let out maybe 3 sacks per year, but we can live with that. Your left guard position, Jack Mewhort, the guy was pretty good last year. In fact, maybe even your best offensive lineman. Now at center, okay, your center position was bad last year. I give you that. Now you put in Ryan Kelly out of Alabama. The guy's pro ready. He's going to come in. He's going to step up. He's going to be great. Right guard. Now that's the question mark. That's the one who you have to circle and you have to say, who the hell is starting there right now? Denzel Good. And who is that? Because honestly, I don't know. Denzel Good is currently slotted to start there with Hugh Thornton also getting involved in the mix. Hugh Thornton really wasn't very good last year, so I don't love that. Or Denzel Good. Maybe he'll be good. You know, maybe he'll live up to his last name, but that's a question mark. And then you have Joe Wright on the right side. People hate Joe Wright. Guys, the guy's a good pass blocker. Now, he'll give you nothing in run blocking ability, but in terms of just blocking for Matt Hasselbeck, I saw good ability there. I saw him hold off some pass rushers. Not a very athletic guy, but, you know, the guy has some nice technique to him, some nice footwork. So I think in terms of just pass blocking, and if you guys are going to be a very passing team, and I think you will be, that's fine. So I think the offensive line is actually, pretty good. When you're talking about the left side is good in terms of Jack Mewhort and Anthony Costanzo. Ryan Kelly is a rookie, but he should be good. And then Joe Wright is giving us pass blocking. Good. Okay, right guard is a question, but overall, good. Weaknesses. Okay, there are some. In fact, there is a couple. Let's start with inside linebackers. DeQuell Jackson. The guy is getting old. He was actually pretty good in what was that? I think it was in coverage, even as a pass rusher a little bit. But the run game, I didn't see him doing very well in the run game last year. I was surprised to see that. You have Nate Irving also at the inside linebacker position. I'm giving up on him at this point. You signed C.O. Moore from the Raiders. Look, the Raiders they're looking for inside linebackers at this point, and they're starting Ben Heaney. They were starting Curtis Lofton last year. They're also starting Malcolm Smith. I mean, if they really thought they had any confidence in C.O. Moore, they would have kept him, and they didn't. You know, the guy is just not very good, and he's a little bit of a bonehead. I won't be surprised if he gets arrested or something stupid, or they just cut him, because the guy is a little bit of a dope. So I think the inside linebacker position is a question and a problem for me. The safeties aren't very good, but there's a potential here. Okay, so you drafted T.J. Green out of Clemson. The guy can also play a little bit of corner, but I think he's going to be primarily a free safety. I like him, but he only played 2 years in college. He's going to need some time to really solidify himself as a start. So let's say he doesn't start. You're starting Robert Gathers at the free safety position. Don't love that. Other safety position, you have Mike Adams. The guy isn't very good. Last year, you had Dwight Lowry, who was pretty good actually for you guys last year. So I think the safeties are a little bit of a question for me. Hopefully, T.J. Green can step up and play really well. And also, I don't have faith in Winston Guy either, who's also on the depth chart. Don't love him either at all. And then the running backs, I don't love them at all. Frank Gore, really pedestrian last year. In fact, not even pedestrian, just below average. Just a below average running back, Frank Gore, last year. And now he's going to get even another year on his belt. And I think they have nothing behind him. Robert Turbin, the guy's not a very good running back. The vision isn't there. The explosiveness isn't there. He's just not very impressive, especially for this offense. I don't buy this at all. I don't buy the running backs that they're trying to invest in, like Frank Gore, Robert Turbin. Y'all need a speedster. So hopefully next year in the 2017 draft, y'all can draft a Jalen Hurd or Dalvin Cook or someone that can be explosive. If you guys have an explosive offense, good. You don't need someone to juxtapose goes with that. Just keep going with that motto. Let that be your identity. Nothing wrong with that, but fine. You want to continue to do that? You guys are, being stupid for that, to be quite honest. So anyway, the running backs, I have a big question with that. I don't think Robert Turpin's very good. Josh Ferguson, who cares? I mean, the running backs, they're not very good right now, and I think they really, next year, invest in a running back. Find a running back that can fit your mold, be explosive. We're talking about Jalen Hurd or Dalvin Cook or Nick Chubb or something. Find an explosive running back to fit with your explosive offense in terms of the passing game. Find a guy that can fit that. Stop investing in these power backs. It's just nonsense to me. Find a guy that fits your system and your mentality and your mold offensively. With that said, let's get into the schedule. And boy, oh boy, I think it's a tough schedule. And even though I have the Colts winning the AFC South, I think there's going to be plenty of losses in this schedule. You guys go up against the NFC North, and I think it's tough. You guys host the Detroit Lions. You guys host the Chicago Bears. I think you guys can actually win both of those, but look out for the Bears. Keep looking out for them. I keep saying that, but boy, I'm telling you, it's true. You guys go to Green Bay. You guys go to Minnesota. Tough. And I think those are losses. I think those are L's. I just don't see you guys beating the Packers in Green Bay, beating the Vikings in Minnesota. I just don't see it. 2-2 against the NFC North. You guys go up against the AFC West. Okay. You guys go to Denver. You guys host San Diego. I don't know what's going to happen there. Honestly, it could be 0-2. It could be 2-0. I'm going with 1-1. I say you split. I don't know which one you're going to win. I don't know which one you're going to lose, because any type of Colts team can show up on any given night. So I'm just going to say it's a split, and I'll be happy with that. You guys also host Kansas City and go to Oakland. I see you lose against Oakland and you beat Kansas City. 2-2 yet again. Once against the NFC North, once against the AFC West. Let's move on to your own division, the AFC South. I say 4-2. I say you sweep the Tennessee Titans. I'm a damn Titans fan. I don't care. Y'all sweeping us this year. It's just, I don't think it's going to be very close. You guys are going to split against the Texans and the Jaguars, assuming they're healthy and you're healthy, of course, because I think the Texans and the Jaguars are close to you. I don't think that they're better, but I think they're close, and you're going to split with them. So 4-2 against the AFC South, and then 2 more games. The teams that finished second in their respective divisions in the AFC West and the AFC North, and that would be the New York Jets and the Houston Texans. And I say you split here. Not the Houston Texans, excuse me, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets, and I say you split here, because I think you guys, while I do think you guys would probably lose to the Steelers, I think you guys will be able to beat the Jets in New York. So it's tough, though, because yet again, I don't know what kind of Andrew Luck we're going to get this season. I mean, you guys are convinced, okay, he's going to be great again. I'm not convinced. Y'all want to blame it on Pep Hamilton and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I need to see it. I think it's going to be better. I don't know how much better, and I think there's still going to be some issues we're going to have to look out for, and there will be losses on this schedule. But yet again, I have you guys winning the AFC South, so just get over it. Best case scenario, I say 11-5. Maybe you guys win some more games than I'm expecting. You guys are able to go to Denver and win and beat San Diego and maybe even sweep the Jaguars. But man, that's a stretch. I think 11-5 is the best case scenario, but the worst case scenario, I got to give one of the wider ranges I've given thus far. I think worst case scenario is 6-10. That's a 5-win difference there, and I think that's what we're talking about, because Andrew Luck, if he doesn't step up, there's going to be problems, and they're not going to bench him either. He's going to play. So even if he's playing horrible, he's going to play, and things could get a little bad. I don't think it's going to happen, but guys, again, I'm sorry, he really wasn't very good last year. And just listen to him. He'll tell you. You don't need to listen to me. Listen to him. He will tell you. I don't know why y'all are so against this thought process. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying you guys go 9-7 and win the AFC South. Okay, good. But he really wasn't very good last year. So with that said, we need to account for that. And I say worst case scenario is 6-10. But yet again, I think that go 9-7. So there you go. My Indianapolis Colts 2016 NFL season preview. What do you think about the Colts upcoming season? comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and make sure to subscribe, because this is the best channel out there, guys. I mean, every single day I'm here grinding. Oh my goodness, my gracious. Just subscribe, man. Help a brother out. And there's going to be videos, plenty of videos to come throughout the entire season. Every single Colts game, I'll give you my thoughts. It may only be 10 seconds, it may be a minute, but I'll give you my thoughts on every single Colts game this season. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. You know you want to. They're playing my music, so you know what that means. It's time to get out of here. This has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.